number 3 in my series Contradictions to the Bible. Well, let's go to chapter 4 in Genesis, see what we can find. Adam lay with his wife Eve, and she became pregnant and gave birth to Cain. She said, "With the help of the Lord I have brought forth a man." Later she gave birth to his brother Abel. Now Abel kept flocks, and Cain worked the soil. In the course of time, Cain brought some of the fruits of the soil as an offering for the Lord, but Abel brought fat portions from some of his firstborn of his flock. The Lord looked with favor on Abel and his offering, but on Cain and his offering he did not look with favor. So Cain was very angry. His face was downcast. The Lord said to Cain, "Why are you angry? Why is your face downcast? If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must master it." Now Cain said to his brother Abel, "Let's go out to the field." And while they were there in the fields, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. The Lord said to Cain, "Where is your brother Abel?" "I do not know," he replied. "Am I my brother's keeper?" The Lord said, "What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out from the ground. Now you are under a curse and driven from the ground, which opened its mouth and received your brother's blood from your hand. When you work the ground, it will no longer yield its crops for you. You will be a restless wanderer on the earth." Cain said to the Lord, "My punishment is more than I can bear. Today you are driving me from the land, and I will be hidden from your presence. I will be a restless wanderer on the earth, and whoever finds me will kill me." But the Lord said to him, "Not so. If anyone kills Cain, he will suffer vengeance 7 times over." Then the Lord put a mark on Cain, so that no one who found him would kill him. So Cain went out from the Lord's presence and lived in the land of Nod, east of Eden. Cain lay with his wife, and she became pregnant and gave birth to Enoch. Cain was then building a city he named after his son Enoch. To Enoch was born Irad, and Irad was the father of Mahajel, and Mahajel was the father of Methuselah, and Methuselah was the father of Lamech. What's up with these goddamn names? Seriously. Lamech married 2 women, one named Ada and one named Zillah. Ada gave birth to Gabal, and his father of those who lived in tents and raised livestock. His brother's name was Jubal. He was the father of all who played harps and flutes. Zillah also had a son, Tubal-Cain, who forged all kinds of tools out of bronze and iron. Tubal-Cain's sister was Naham. Lamech said to his wives, Ada and Zillah, "Listen to me. Wives of Lechin, hear my words. I have killed a man for wounding me, a young man for injuring me. If Cain is avenged 7 times, then Lechin 77 times. Adam lay with his wife again, and she gave birth to a son named him Seth, saying, God has granted me another child in place of Abel, since Cain killed him. Seth also had a son, and he named him Enosh. At the time, men began to call on the name of the Lord." Well, what's wrong with this picture? Well, from what this says here, that, so Adam lay with his wife and conceived Cain, and then Abel, and then Abel was killed. Cain gets turned into a wanderer, and for some really strange reason, all of a sudden he has a wife that doesn't say anywhere in the Bible where it came from. I mean, it does say a little bit later, and we'll get to that Adam had many sons and daughters. Are you telling me that Cain was fucking his sister? Is that what you're trying to tell me? I mean, isn't that one of the big taboos pretty much what everybody in the world has is this? And to come to think of it, if Adam and Eve were the only 2 people that God ever created and the rest of them came from them, how long would it take for them to have a bunch of little retarded babies? You know what I'm saying. So either God have failed to mention that he created more than Adam and Eve, or I mean, Cain must be fucking his sister, and they probably have a bunch of dumbass kids. Let's go ahead and think we got enough time to go ahead and get through chapter 5. This is the written account of Adam's line. When God created man, he made him in his likeness of God. He created them male and female and blessed them. And when they were created, he called them man. When Adam lived 130 years, he had a son in his own likeness, in his own image, and he named him Seth. After Seth was born, Adam lived 800 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Adam lived 930 years, and then he died. When Seth lived 105 years, he became the father of Enosh. After he became the father of Enosh, Seth lived 108 years, and he had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Seth lived 112 years, and then he died. When Enosh lived 90 years, he became the father of... You know what, let's go ahead and skip the rest of this, because basically it's just the same kind of thing over and over again. These people lived ridiculously long lives, over 900 years. Exactly, if you say this book is full of facts, where the fuck is the facts of anybody ever being recorded to live this long? I mean, I've understood enough of your creationist crap, the ones of you who believe in creation, you know, the 6,000 years ago bullshit. Say that somehow there was this big old water canopy, or maybe even an ice canopy above the earth that shielded us from radiation, and said there was more oxygen in the atmosphere, and those two things combined somehow made something like a damn oxygen chamber, and so we all could live this long. But I think y'all all failed to remember that doing the calculations out, a water vapor thing on the earth capable of blocking out enough radiation for something like that would increase the pressure on this planet something like 60 times. Wouldn't that be enough just about to kill people instead of help them out? Yeah, maybe 1 or 2 atmospheres of pressure more might help if there's an assload of oxygen in the environment, which, as far as I know, you don't really have any proof of that either. So, you're obviously just making stuff up, and obviously, this is all fucking made up. I mean, come on, read the goddamn thing. Does that really sound logical? Does that sound like something that has ever happened that we know of, or ever will happen? I mean, okay, yeah, we could probably live 900 years using technology, you know, and probably actually have to go through complete organ transfer probably every couple of 100 years to stay alive that long, even with technology. There's no way people could have lived that long, and you know it. Come on, people. Think about this shit. Please. And realize that God does not exist. If he did, and he wrote this, then obviously he's not all powerful, he's a moron.